Hi everyone, I think this is a perfect time to share with you a delicious butternut squash soup. I had a neighbor drop me off 2 beautiful squashes and I thought this was a perfect recipe to use them in. So let's get started. All of my mise en place is ready and we are ready to start cooking. So I have a pot here already heated, and in my pot I have a tablespoon of canola oil. You want to get your pot nice and hot, and the first thing we're going to put in is 1 leek, which I have in water. Swish it around to make sure all the dirt goes to the bottom, and just scoop it right out and put your leeks right into your pot. I do have a few other vegetables to add before we add our butternut squash. I have here in this container, let's bring it down here, you can see I have a small onion sliced, I have 2 large shallots sliced, and I have a large carrot sliced. You don't need to worry about the size of anything here because we're going to puree this soup. So let's get our carrots. Here is our shallots, and there is our onion. Okay, and I have the heat on medium, which is perfect. So let's just give this a little stir. And you want to sweat your vegetables. Here you do not want to look for any coloring. You just want to sweat them. So you need to let the pot do its work. As you can see, it definitely got quiet because now the vegetables are releasing their water. I'm going to cover this and put it on low and let the vegetables sweat for about 10 minutes. So let's get it covered. So let's look at our other vegetables. Here we have our butternut squash. It's about 3 pounds, I would say. 3 pounds whole before I peeled it and diced it. And all I did was just scoop out the seeds and then dice the flesh. I have here some garlic. You can use as much as you like, anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6 cloves. I have about 4 cloves here and I just sliced it. And since I had the outer leaves of the leek, this is what I'm using for my Bouquet Garni, which is, or you can call it a sachet. You want to put your herbs in here. So in here I have parsley stems, I have some fresh thyme, about a teaspoon of peppercorns, and a bay leaf. And I have it all wrapped up and tied because you don't want any of this to fall into your soup. Otherwise you can use cheesecloth, which works really good here. Okay, then I have here chicken stock. You can use chicken stock, you can definitely use vegetable stock here, especially if you want to make this dish vegetarian. So we'll see how much we need. I think I have about 6 cups here. We may need more though, depending on all the vegetables. And then for seasoning, we have some diamond kosher salt, a little black pepper, and once I add the butternut squash, I'm going to put a little bit of local honey, maybe a tablespoon or 2, just to bring out the sweetness of the butternut squash. Okay, I'm going to take the cover off. Believe our vegetables are really nicely sweated. They look terrific. I want to show you that I did lower my heat quite a bit to make sure. You want to hear it sweating, but you don't want to let it get too high where the vegetables would start to brown. You don't want that. Let's put in our garlic. There we go. I'm going to start with about a half a teaspoon of kosher salt into the vegetables. I haven't added any salt yet. Here is the butternut squash. Let's get it all in. And we're just going to mix this all together. Cook this for a couple of minutes. before we go ahead and add our honey and then our stock. I think you can see I just put some freshly ground black pepper. So now let's just mix it in. This is a good time to add our honey. I'm going to start with just a tablespoon. Let's just drizzle it right over the top of our squash. And mix that for another minute or so. We can add our stock. And we'll see how much we need. We definitely want the vegetables to be covered. So I have 6 cups in here, but we may need more. No, I think 6 cups is perfect. There, that looks great. So to your 3 pounds of squash, we have 6 cups of liquid. Add our Bouquet Garni right into the soup to flavor, get all the flavoring into the soup. Bring it to a boil, and once it's come to a boil, you want to lower it to low where it's just going to simmer for about 45 minutes. Then we will remove the Bouquet Garni and puree all of the soup in a blender. After 45 minutes, the soup was ready, and I removed the sachet and just pureed it. I happen to have a Vitamix, so that's the blender I use to puree it, which gives it a very nice, silky, smooth texture. So here is our soup, and as you can see, it's really beautiful. Now, what's really nice to serve this with, at our restaurant, we used to serve it with duck confit and wild mushrooms, a hen of the wood mushrooms, and it was fabulous. You could swirl in a little creme fraiche on top of your soup with some fresh chives, maybe some croutons if you wanted. It's always nice to add a little something to your bowl along with your pureed soup. Okay, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. Give it a try. I think you'll really like it. It'll be wonderful for the holidays. Take care.